YouTube is waking say so I'm back forward to it. Make sure you like and subscribe and you always watch full video.
Through court documents, we learned that the victim and the suspect in this case knew each other and that they had problems going back more than 2 years.
Cut that nigga off cause he got fake tendencies, so when he mention loyalty, he better not mention me. I'm making moves, want me to chill, I can't do that. I fell off from back of my feet, I got my groove back. And if I give you something to move, then you gon' move that. My nigga prove that, we shooting first, we don't shoot back.
Mr. King, the state police alleged that on July 10th of this year, he committed the offense of murder.
He'd been shot in the chest. The responding officer immediately applying first aid as the wounded man said he couldn't breathe. The officer, realizing the man was dying, asked him who shot him, and the man said, Mizzie Cash. Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back.
Is it still snitching if you finna pass? If you finna pass away, and you tell who got you? Is it still snitching? You're out of here. You're done. You're gone. Condolences. I ain't making a joke of that. I'm just saying. Like, do you still look at it as, oh, he snitched? In his last dying, no pun intended, in his last moments, he snitched. Is that how people look at it, or is it like, hey, it is what it is?
To another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on Boston rapper Mizzie Cash beating his murder case, even after the victim.
Oh, he beat the case
before he died. July 10th, 2021.
Oh, damn.
The Milton Police
How you
Department
beat the case?
received
Nigga
a
told him
911 call at 6:07
They gotta prove it
p.m.
though.
for a man that was shot. Officers arrived on scene locating a 25-year-old man laying in the grass between the street and the sidewalk. He'd been shot in the chest. The responding officer immediately applying first aid as the wounded man said he couldn't breathe. The officer, realizing the man was dying, asked who shot him, and the man said Mizzie Cash. It was all he was able to say as he began fading in and out of consciousness. Transported to Boston Medical Center, Marquise Simmons underwent emergency surgery and died on the operating table. Investigators spoke with witnesses at the shooting scene. One was walking groceries into his cousin's home when he heard 2 shots and saw 2 males running down the road. He stated both men were wearing face masks and tracksuits. The witness saw the victim laid out on the ground, so he took his shirt off to apply pressure to his chest before calling 911. Lastly, the witness said he didn't hear any argument before shots were fired. Police retrieved security camera footage from Tucker Elementary School around the corner from the shooting scene. Footage revealed a black Mercedes with tinted windows driving by at a high rate of speed. Another witness heard the shots, went to the front of her home, and saw the Mercedes driving erratically with a main license plate attached. Investigators looked into the last words from the victim that night, the name Mizzie Cash. Police quickly identified 21-year-old Boston rapper Miles King, who's had numerous interactions with Milton police in the past and had previously been identified by his alias. Investigators observed multiple YouTube videos of Miles with a necklace reading Mizzie, and he'd previously been arrested in 2019 in a stolen vehicle with a loaded handgun. What came as a surprise was he was arrested in the stolen vehicle with the loaded gun in front of the home of the victim he was now suspected of killing.
Oh.
Mizzie was listed as living in Milton, literally minutes away from the victim's home, and detectives...
That's crazy. You had to personally know this nigga. Like, when you personally know somebody, bro, like, do like, I don't know. I just feel like some things just don't be that deep, bro. But mind you, we don't know what that beef was about. But more likely, it was probably over nothing.
I'd previously seen a black Mercedes parked at Mizzie's house with a main license plate. A detective had drove past Mizzie's home before responding to the murder scene, observing a black Mercedes in the driveway and a woman standing at the rear of the vehicle manipulating the license plate. He was unable to read the plate, but was able to confirm it was a Massachusetts plate, not Maine. The detective made eye contact with the woman, who immediately stopped what she was doing as the detective continued on to the shooting scene, where he later connected the vehicle to the shooting. Returning to the home where it was parked at, the Mercedes was now gone. Detectives interviewed Mizzie's mom at the home, who stated she last saw her son at her salon in Roxbury. She gave him a haircut around 5:30 and then he left. She said she last spoke with him around 8:30 that night and told investigators she knew he was involved in a shooting, advising he was going to turn himself in.
Damn, Mom.
The day after the shooting, Mizzie Cash was arrested at the Milton Police Station on a warrant for murder. July 12, 2021, Mizzie Cash appeared in court. Details emerging as the district attorney explained how Mizzie allegedly murdered Marquise after Marquise pulled up to his house on a scooter, only making it a few yards before being gunned down. Authorities had yet to release a motive for the murder, but family believed it stemmed from the fact that both men were rappers and used to be friends, and that Mizzie had a vendetta against Marquise dating back to when he was arrested outside of the victim's house 2 years prior. The victim's mother spoke with the...
This don't sound like a beef that needs to escalate to nigga getting gunned down. Nigga pulled up on a scooter, bro. You know a nigga don't. I mean, for the most part, a nigga ain't coming for nothing serious on a scooter.
News saying she's numb because she lost her sister. 2 years later, she lost her dad, and 2 years after that, she's now lost her son. Mizzie Cash, at only 21 years old, was facing life for the murder of his friend turned enemy. But in June of 2025, almost 4 years later, Mizzie Cash has been released after beating his murder case.
That's crazy. Yeah. How the hell did you beat that, bro?
Dap niggas up. I keep dap niggas up. He said niggas was really old, nigga. Niggas was really old, nigga.
Boston Blogs would share videos of his
That's
release
crazy.
in the hopes that he's able to get back to dropping music just in time for the summer. With Boston's rap scene falling victim to the crabs in a bucket mentality, hopefully one artist is able to make it out and shed light on the city, because all it takes is one. But to beat a murder case in which the victim's last words were your name, your car was seen fleeing the scene, your own mom said you were involved in a shooting, to beat that murder case is nothing short of a miracle.
Oh
And
God,
hopefully,
bro.
Mizzie Cash takes full advantage of the...
Man, cause you getting a major second chance. Cause I don't know how the hell he beat that. How, bro? The nigga said you. I mean, even if the victim said you did it, they still have to prove you did it. But mom saying she know that you're involved, and car being on the scene, but still, even with the car, they gotta prove that you were in the car. How the hell did he beat that, bro? They must have really not. They must not have no wholehearted evidence. They must just, it's all hearsay. Even from the victim, it's hearsay. You said this person did it, but how do we know that? We gotta prove that. A lot of people go to jail. Hey, even me went to jail. The nigga said I robbed him. Didn't rob you, bro. Didn't rob you, bro. So that's I even though I didn't. If I had a good lawyer, I would have beat the case. You could say I beat the case because I still came home on probation. So I beat the case. But I got finessed. I had to pay the nigga something. I had to pay the victim money that I never even took from him. So crazy. But that's wild. That nigga really beat the case. More like that for to be a lot of probably going to be in his songs. You know, beat the case, got caught for a body, beat the case, whatever.
chance that he now has.
That's crazy.
Now, I
bro.
covered this case 3 years ago. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I covered this case, I was like, yeah, he's done. He's cooked. Because the victim died after saying your name. Who shot you?
So you gotta prove it, though.
Whose car did we see fleeing the scene? Mizzie Cash. Whose moms said he was involved in the shooting? Mizzie Cash. And he beat that motherfucker. You need to take your lawyer on vacation. I know you're gonna see this video. Whoever the fuck your lawyer was, take him to Dubai, take him somewhere, Turks, whatever, because they pulled some shit off. And hopefully, you know, obviously drill music is drill music, whatever. Hopefully the time that you sat down, you were able to process the direction your life was going. And hopefully you're able to take this music and take it to another level. We saw how...
The only thing about it, though, like, for the most part, it's like, all right. It's like, all right. If he's truly innocent, you beat the case. That's a great thing. That's a great thing. But if you actually caught the body, that's not that great. That's great for him. But when you really look at it, it's another person who got a body to their belt walking around. Yeah. That's not that great when you really think about it like that. Like, if he was guilty, if he truly is guilty, that's not that great that this nigga's walking around. But if he's innocent, that is a great thing that that you were smart enough to have a good lawyer, and that they did what they had to do to get you off this case that you were innocent from. But if not,
Chief Keef completely
another nigga walking around with a body.
And so many artists came out of Chicago. It was crazy. Kodak Black came out and was the next big name out of Florida, and then a ton of Florida rappers followed after. All it takes is one. And if Boston can actually support Boston, stop hating on each other or killing each other, then possibly...
I say that all the time. That's what we wrong with a lot of these little cities. Not saying like Boston is like little like that, but like it makes it little when this city has, let's say if it's, let's say in a scenario of 20 people, right? 20 people, that's 5, 10, 15, 20. And that 5, 10, 15, 20, these are all groups who don't like each other. They're all from this one city. Nobody's going to make it. Nobody's going to make it because it starts within your within your city. You get your buzz in your city. Everybody in the city is rocking with the music, and then it starts spreading out more because, especially when it comes to like YouTube, you need the likes, the views, the comments, and everything for your videos to start trending. It starts within the people that you know. That's why I say all the time, you gotta watch the people that say that they're in your circle. If they're like, bro, if you say you have 20 friends and you drop a music video, you don't instantly get 20 views, them ain't your friends. But for these cities, bro, that's why people gotta stop making these crews. Like it's one thing to have a crew where, hey, y'all motivate each other to stay focused, to get the money, to build up businesses. That's cool. But if your crew is, you starting a crew to be reckless, stop, bro. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. Know that for a fact. You're not going to. Nobody is going to start a crew that's going to outlast all the other crews. You're not going to do it. Nobody's going to make it. Nobody's going to last. Don't. As soon as you start thinking, hey, let me come up with a name for my crew, and I know that we are here doing reckless things. Stop right there. So you start, so you come up with that mindset. Hey, like, I want to come up with a name. No, stop. No, end it. Rethink your life. There's no crew. There's no gang. There's no nothing that's going to outlast the other ones. Even if you wipe them out, eventually another crew is going to come up and they're going to wipe you out. So stop.
Somebody can make it out and actually put Boston on the map as a hip-hop city, because there's a lot of talent. It's just talent that hasn't broken through.
Shout out to
rest
Mizzie.
in peace to the victim in this case, and Mizzie Cash. I hope you are able to succeed in this life that you have just gotten back. understand they wanted to take away your freedom for the rest of yours, and you've just gained it all. So take a second to breathe, understand your new situation, and really make a plan to move forward. Because I'm gonna be honest, even though you just did almost 4 years, you're gonna forget about that in about 3 months. You're gonna feel like you're back on the street. You're gonna forget what it's like, you know, waking up when the doors pop and getting your tray and this and that. All that shit goes away so fast, you get comfortable quick. So my best advice to you is don't get comfortable. Keep yourself disciplined, keep yourself pushing, and whoever's around you that hasn't accomplished a fuck thing in those 4 years you were gone, get them the far as fuck away from you as you can, because they're not gonna accomplish anything now that you're here. Pick your circle, be selective, do the best you can. But hey, drop y'all's thoughts in the comments.
For real, he's speaking facts though, but sadly, most niggas in his position don't realize that. Don't realize, hey, I just got a second. I just beat something that niggas go to. No, their whole life is done for. I just walked away from that. Out of 4 years, niggas be fighting that for 5, 6 years, 7, 10 years, and still don't walk away from that. So it'd be sad though, because most people in his position don't realize they just got a second option, a second look on life, a second chance, and then they go right back to doing the same exact thing.